quick question for Mormons. Mormons. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to say that word. Let's look at a little history. In April of 1990, Russell M. Nelson gave a conference address titled, "Thus Shall My Church Be Called." In this talk, he not only said that the church should be named the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but that it also should be called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He basically said that the term Mormon Church is unacceptable and that nicknames could be offensive. Then, just 6 months later, in the October 1990 General Conference, Gordon B. Hinckley, who was prophet at the time, gave a conference address titled, "Mormon Should Mean More Good." In that conference address, he mentioned that the nickname Mormon Church was fine to use. It was perfectly acceptable. The next president, Thomas S. Monson, started a new advertising project in 2010 called the I Am a Mormon campaign. That campaign lasted until 2018. Then later in 2018, Russell M. Nelson became the new prophet of the church. You know, the same apostle back in 1990 who didn't like the term Mormon. On August 16th of 2018, the church released a statement discouraging the use of the term Mormon Church. Just 2 days later, I was in front of the temple here in San Antonio doing some evangelism work when a lady drove off the temple grounds, rolled down her window and asked, "Excuse me, are you guys members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?" I just kind of grinned at her and I asked, "Isn't Mormon a whole lot easier to say?" And she said, "No." Mormon, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's quite a mouthful. After that announcement, there was a lot of online chatter where some members were taking this admonition seriously while others were not. Fast forward to the October 2018 General Conference. On Sunday of that General Conference, Russell M. Nelson presented a talk titled "The Correct Name of the Church." He said that if members use, adopt, or sponsor these nicknames, then Jesus would be offended. He also said that to remove the Lord's name from the Lord's church would be a major victory for Satan. Now, here's a real interesting part. The day before Nelson made that announcement, I was talking with the Mormon at Temple Square, and he asked me what I thought of the Mormon Church. He used that term. I told him that I'd answer his question, but I didn't want to offend him. He said, "No, you're not going to offend me. Go ahead and answer the question." I said, "Okay. If you want to know what a cult is, watch millions of people simultaneously, instantaneously, all change their minds about what they personally prefer to be called, all because one other guy said so." Now remember, this conversation happened before Nelson's conference address on Sunday. I wish I could talk to that guy and find out what was going through his head after he heard that talk. Now here's my question. If Russell M. Nelson were to die today, then Dallin H. Oaks would become the president. If he decided that nicknames were okay, would you continue to believe that using the wrong terms is an insult to Jesus and a major victory for Satan? Or would you follow the current prophet with no questions asked?